Hi, this is Tony Gelino from Simply Sophie. Today we're going to talk about Icon South Beach at 450 Alton Road, at the beginning of the South of Fifth neighborhood on the Bay Side. Let's take a look at what's been happening there. Okay, this first chart shows the units at the Icon that are currently on the market. At the bottom of the page are the unit numbers listed in the order that they were put on the market listed. The numbers on the left are the cost per square foot that these units are listed at. And this blue line here, which is what this is all about, shows the trend as expressed in dollars per square foot for these current listings. And basically, the oldest listings were put on the market at around that $750 per square foot level. It decreased a little bit over a year, but more recently we see that trend going up. So prices per square foot are on the rise in the Icon. That's an interesting phenomenon and counterintuitive, perhaps, but let's take a look at what happened last year and see if it'll help explain some of these things. Here's an interesting graph showing the conventional list sales price for 2010 in the Icon. And what we have here are the unit numbers at the bottom, in this case in the order that the units sold, and the prices indicated on the left-hand column. The green bars on the graph indicate the list price, and the blue bars indicate the selling price. Throughout the year, we see that units sold at a discount to the list price. In some cases, that discount was greater, but very often it was close to 10% less. Not too bad. The other thing I wanted to show was the trend. This green line indicates the list price trend, and that at the beginning of the year, $900,000 units were coming on the market. Towards the end of the year, they were over $1 million. With regards to the sales, at the beginning of the year, typical sales were close to $1 million. By the end of the year, sales were over $1.2 million. So what we're saying here is that more expensive units were being listed and being sold as the year progressed. I wonder why that was. Let's dig a little deeper. Okay, this chart shows the 16 conventional sales that were closed in 2010, and on the bottom, again, we have the unit number listed in the order that they closed throughout the year. In the left-hand column, we have the selling price per square foot, and the orange bar reflects each unit and the selling price. In this case, the trend is indicated by the blue line, which is going from a little over $550 a square foot to a little below $500 a square foot throughout the year. It's not a direct line. Some units have sold for more and some less throughout the year, but that is the trend of sales. So we see about a 10% reduction in the selling price per square foot in the Icon for 2010. This next chart takes a look at distressed list and sale prices in 2010 at the Icon. The big thing to realize here is not the prices, but the number of units. There were 10 of them. Out of the 26 units that sold in Icon in 2010, 10 of them were either foreclosures or short sales. Almost 40% of the inventory were distressed properties. That's a big number and was significant in affecting the prices for all the units in the building last year. This final chart shows the cost per square foot of the distressed sales at Icon. Naturally, it's a downward trend, in this case beginning at about $500 per square foot and ending the year at about $450 per square foot. The big picture, however, was that there were 10 units that sold, and since the building absorbed that great quantity of distressed properties, and since only a few are currently on the market, there's reasonable hope that prices will stabilize going forward. We'll keep a close eye on that. Well, that's it. Icon South Beach. A lot happened in 2010. We look forward to a lot more to happen in 2011. Stay tuned.